Discovery, go at throttle up.
All right. We ready to build some Vulcan today? Some Vulcan action? It's going to be good. How's everybody doing? Boy got a lot of sleep. So your boy got a lot of sleep, so we are good today. Should be good to go. I've already started noticing mistakes that we were making yesterday with scaling. But all good. You fully healed up? I should be fine, dude. Yeah. That whole staying up till 5 in the morning kind of messed me up a little bit. I don't like that. Once upon a time, you know, I could stream till 4 in the morning and just get up the next day and stream. It's not a big deal. I blame being out of shape. We'll say that. We'll just cope and we'll just pretend it's that and not being old. Yeah. Is it correct to say bang a Yui in Boston slang? Yes. Uh-huh. Use a blink of bang a Yui. Yep. Yep, that's correct. Thanks so much for the tips yesterday. The maneuver worked, and after figuring out and playing with learning with the intersecting nodes, I was able to rendezvous. I really appreciate the help. It was a great feeling to have finally accomplished a rescue. Yep. Just wicked. Just remember, the further you are out of a celestial body's grav well, the less delta V it's going to make. You're going to need to make maneuvers. Now, that doesn't necessarily matter. Prograde, retrograde. Prograde, retrograde, no big deal. It's usually costs the same amount of delta V, depending on where you're at. You usually want to burn prograde, retrograde around apogee and perigee, right? Or apoapsis and periapsis. But any other thing that you want to change, normal, anti-normal, radial in, radial out, you want to change those, get further out of the grav well. Maximize potential energy, minimize kinetic energy. And that's an easier place to do maneuvers. The old disease gets awful. Yeah, it kind of sucks. My back hurts this morning. Yeah, mine's good. Mine's good. I did worked out this morning. I'm coping. I'm coping for the fact that I can't do that anymore. Yeah. Whatever. It's just a number. Just a number. Okay. So, I've been looking through Vulcan's payload guides here. Oh, also, I took the grill off of the truck. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah. Astrobotic hot off the press. What do we got? What's this? They're still going to shoot for the moon as far as I can tell. Yeah, the front fell off. Progress. The roof is not done. It's just super bright in the camera for whatever reason. The roof's still gray. Well, the front fell off. Well, I took the front off, and then I cleaned all that up in there. My hands are kind of grimy. Did Astrobot buy a flight on Falcon Heavy also? I think that's the Viper mission physics, but I'd have to go look. So, Grimy J. Yeah, I should wash my hands. Anyway, let's take a look. What have we got? The Peregrine spacecraft has now been operational for 32 hours. Overnight, the team faced another spacecraft pointing issue, but continues to persevere. The spacecraft started to tilt away from the sun and reduced its solar power generation. The team was able to update the control algorithm and fix this issue. The batteries are fully charged. I am fully charged. Given the propellant leak, there is unfortunately no chance of a soft landing on the moon. However, we do still have enough propellant to continue to operate the vehicle as a spacecraft. Yes. The team has updated its estimates, and we're currently expected to run out of propellant about 40 hours from now, an improvement from last night's estimate. The team continues to work to find ways to expand Peregrine's operational life. We are in stable operating mode and are working payload and spacecraft tests and checkouts. We continue receiving valuable data, proving spaceflight operations from components and software relating to our next lunar lander mission, the Griffin. Cool. Cool. Dude, the fact that that little thing has persevered for this long with a propellant leak is pretty damn impressive. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. P tier Griffin. Ah, crap. Yeah, good on Astrobotic for not throwing in the towel. They're going down swinging, which I really appreciate. That's really cool. Good on them. Their best hope is that they can have it balanced when the fuel runs out. Yeah, too many perturbing forces, Tessa. It's going to be hard to do that. This leak, from what I can tell, like it's not a big leak. It's a tiny little guy. Just a tiny little like pinhole leak in something, which really, really sucks. That's a real gut punch. But you know, in this business, you got to roll with the punches, right? Like take a few, and then you knock the other guy out later. Wait till the next round. Complete the mission. Wait till the next round. Flex tape it done. I mean, Ewok, yeah. Flex tape, I don't even think it's that. I think a fitting isn't tight all the way. If you really, like, I thought it may be a stuck valve in a thruster, but it sounds, the way they're describing the leak sounds like a line isn't torqued. That's it. It's probably something that's stupid. But it's very easy to overlook the minutia, and I don't think that's any reflection on Astrobotic at all, considering this is their first one. It's pretty damn good. Pretty damn successful thus far. And the fact they've been able to extend the control algorithms to conserve fuel, and basically they've optimized the control algorithm to be able to extend the mission duration is pretty damn impressive. For a small startup company out of Pittsburgh, that's pretty cool. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty freaking good, man. Resiliency like that pays off. Abso-freaking-lutely. The adjusting the control algorithms is pretty damn impressive. That suggests that whoever's doing their guidance, their GNC, and more specifically whoever's doing the UX for their guidance is very, very good at what they do, because the flight controller's just been able to flick a switch, change some things around, and go. That's really good software. Really good software. It's like with Astra when they went sideways off the pad. The fact that rocket had some control algorithm in it to compensate for the fact that an engine went out at T+1, right? And the thing still compensated for it is pretty damn impressive. It's very easy to get gimbal lock in a situation like that and just have the thing spin out of control. Think like Firefly's first mission when the motor broke and their thrust vector control couldn't compensate anymore, and the thing just started doing drifts and flipping end over end, right? It's pretty damn impressive. Designing guidance loops to have that kind of leeway is pretty smart. It's pretty cool. It's really, really, really impressive. That's really cool. Like, I can't stress that enough. The software side of these things is sometimes just as important. Well, not sometimes. It's all the time. It's just as important as physically what's flying up there. Shame they're out of Pittsburgh. As a Baltimore fan, that's hard to get behind, just saying. Havocs, I don't mind Pittsburgh. And I'm in the, my team's in the AFC too. But then again, my team sucks. So, whatever. The highlight of our football season this year was that Taylor Swift showed up to one of our games versus Kansas City. Yep. She's talented. What can I say? Yep. Hey, whatever. Losing seasons happen. NASA dropped 20 minutes of Vulcan footage, then quickly pulled it from the web. Yeah, I saw something about that. Let's see if it's still there. Nope, that's gone. That footage is gone. Must have been something there that wasn't, didn't make somebody happy. Had a bad season? Shake it off. Oh, hey, oh. I hate my life. Anyway. You don't get to see them 2 to 3 times every year. Yeah, we don't. But we gotta play against the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins. I mean, yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I don't mind the Steelers as much. They ain't in our division. Look, man, the opposing team likes jumping and crushing tables for fun. All right, that's just weird. Steelers fans don't do that. Okay, we have to deal with that every time we play them. To deal with the Bills Mafia, whatever they like. Steelers fans don't do that. I appreciate Steelers fans because they're normal. They're normal. I mean, so are Ravens. Ravens fans are pretty normal too. Well, NASA has an announcement about Artemis missions in about an hour. So we're gonna have to look at that. Wife's cousin is a Bills fan from Buffalo. Wears Bills crap all the time. Yeah. Nah, Yinzers are alright, Ewok. You and Geek might skew my judgment a little bit, but whatever. John, you want to play the Bills in the Super Bowl. Just imagine the tailgating with cheese heads in the Oh, God. That would be a strange one. No one in the AFC North is normal. Yeah. Did we watch the Elon presentation last night? No, I didn't. Sawyer, I don't get old. Staying up till like 6 in the morning and then trying to get up at like 9 and just do my daily routine really failed yesterday. That did not work. That did not work. I lasted about 5 hours and I was just like, I want to go to it. I just went and lied down. I think I'm still just kind of getting over whatever, and also old. Steelers fan can confirm you're all whack. Yeah. I mean, okay, here's my one thing. Hey, that's exactly what I did today. Yeah. I got bamboozled. Oof. Here's the thing, all right? Here's what I will say about Steelers fans. You guys invented the swinging towel. The terrible towel that's Pittsburgh. And I'm not even a Steelers fan, and that pisses me off when other teams wave towels. No. Just no. You are not Pittsburgh. Stop trying. No. You don't have a white towel, okay? That's dumb. Okay? It's dumb. There's only Pittsburgh. The towel thing is them, okay? Terrible towel is Pittsburgh, all right? Nobody else. It's cringe when other teams wave towels. It is cringe. Cringe. I remember I went to a Bruins game and they were handing out yellow towels and I'm like, what the absolute frick is this? A Bruins game. I'm like, what? This is a yellow towel and it's a hockey game. No. Just no. That's like if another team, Patriots Mafia, let's jump through tables when we make the playoff. No, that's just dumb. And I'm saying that as a Patriots fan. That's just stupid, right? It's weird. Okay? That's weird. So who invented the tomahawk chop? Chiefs, Braves, Seminoles, etc. Braves. It's definitely a Braves thing. Braves is the oldest. The Braves are originally from Boston. Thoughts on the PWHL? And are you by default a fan of the Boston team in that league? What the heck is the PWHL? I have no idea what that is. Professional women's hockey league. I'm not a fan. I didn't even know this existed, to be honest with you. Ligue Professionnelle de Hockey Féminine. Oh, I'll get at least a number 3 draft pick. Yeah, we're all right. Yeah, John, I'm not worried, dude. We've been... Look, man. Going like 4-12 is bad. Very bad. We got some real problems that we have to address. But also, injuries, man. We're just devastated by injury. And, who knew our freaking, college star quarterback was gonna suck. Like, who knew? No one saw that coming. Like, I actually, believe it or not, I like Zappy. I like our backup quarterback. You know why I like him? Because he wants to be there. He wants to be there. He wants to play. That counts for a lot with somebody who's determined to play. You know what I mean? You know what I think? You know what I think the Patriots should do? They should go get Tom Brady and teach Zappy how to play how to play quarterback. I mean, the guy's got good awareness in the pocket. We just have no O-line. We have nothing. Our O-line is just devastated. The only starting person on the O-line is Andrews, our center. Everybody else got hurt. We have no offensive line. Step 1, weirdly kiss son. Hey, you know what, man? If it gets us another Super Bowl tour, he could do whatever he wants. Okay, I don't care. Just do whatever you got to do. All right, man. Just do what you got to do. Do whatever you got to do. If that whatever. Okay. Pittsburgh reward is going to Buffalo. Oh, well, that's okay. Whatever. Big asterisk, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. Cooking's like, I understand nothing is what you're talking about. Cooking, basically, my hand egg team did very bad because everybody got hurt. Everyone got hurt. We have our substitute quarterback, so all of our positions. So imagine a soccer team where like all your strikers are hurt. All of them. All of them got hurt. Just all of them. You're like the third substitute for like strikers and defensemen. Like all of our guys got hurt. There's like one or two people that started the season in the starting positions left at the end of the season. Like everyone got hurt. Yeah. All of our strikers, all of our defensemen, center, they're all hurt. Actually, the center is the only guy that isn't. So, take that for what you will. Everyone's hurt, and Messi left, and our coach is old. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I don't think that's necessarily a reflection of the coach because, like, usually you put all your eggs into one basket. Like the quarterback is like the captain of the team. Like he's the guy that's commanding. He's the guy that's calling the plays, right? And we got a new quarterback a couple of years ago that replaced Tom Brady, and he's not very good for whatever reason, which is weird because he won a national championship in college with Bama, but that's very strange. Anyway, hand egg moment. Anyway, Professional Women's Hockey League. Women playing hockey is cool, man. You ever watch girls play hockey? Girls can play hockey. It's pretty cool. I'm not a fan though. Like, if there was a game and I had time, I'd probably go. Sure. I like sports, dudes. Just you gotta keep that on the down low on Twitch because it's games, right? There's not much crossover. Our professional women's hockey team doesn't even have a name. It's just Boston. The Women's Hockey League doesn't even have a name. It's just Boston. That's weird. Your quarterback coach was a strictly special teams coordinator. Yeah. You can watch the games on YouTube. I'll watch hockey, man. Hockey is the one sport that I didn't play in high school, and I really wish I did. Hockey's amazing. One of the best sports around, dude. Well, actually, John, they cut down on that. They said don't do that anymore. What do you guys think about Tom Brady saying the NFL is full of mediocrity right now? I mean, from his perspective, yeah. From his perspective, dude, sure. I mean, not everybody, and I'm saying this as a Patriots fan, not everybody can pass for 500 yards and win 6 or 8 freaking Super Bowls or whatever. Like, yeah, of course, by your stand. No, like, of course. Like, I get that in one breath, but in the other breath, I see what he's talking about. The fundamentals have been very bad this season across the whole league. I mean, I've watched a lot. I watch a lot of football on the weekends. Not because I'm like football. I mean, I am to an extent, but I like football is a strategy game. I mean, yeah, there's people bumping heads and stuff, and people get hit, etc., etc. You know, a bunch of meatheads hitting each other. I know. I played it for a long time, but there's a lot of strategy involved. I think about football like Hearts of Iron. Well, not necessarily Hearts of Iron. Think about it. It's kind of, I don't know, what's the best way to say it? Like a turn-based strategy game, like League almost. It's a turn-based strategy game, and once you start thinking about it like that, it makes a lot more sense. And it's really fun to watch. There's plays, there's tactics, there's all kinds of cool stuff. Like, it's freaking war, man. And you have a front line, and you fight. The front line shifts down and up and down the field. I'm way bigger into MMA than football. MMA is cool, Dean. I don't mind MMA. I'm just not really too much into it. I like boxing. By the way, what's with all the pictures of John Cena on the monitors in Mission Control? What? Yeah, Fart. Like, once again, I can understand that as a Patriots fan. Like, even as a Pats fan, I'm like, dude, what do you mean the league's mediocre? Like, what does that even mean? Yeah, of course, by your standards, it's freaking mediocre. Duh. Like, not everybody can freaking be obsessive about the game. Like, I understand that. Like, he's a damn good quarterback. Like, I get it, but falling for a John Cena joke. He's like on 4 monitors. That's okay. All right. Is this? Yeah. Okay. Like, but on the other hand, I do understand what he's trying to say. The fundamentals this year have been not very good. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers this season across the board. Like the Patriots, I mean, dude, we suck. We suck. We're terrible. Like, I'll straight up admit that. But like I said, as a student of the game, I watch the game a lot. I watch not all the games, but I watch a good amount of them. I'll watch whoever's playing. I don't really care. I mean, I like the Patriots, right? That's my team, right? Because I grew up not far from the stadium, right? Obviously. But, you know, as a student of the game, there's been a lot of turnovers, a lot of stupid plays, and that could just, so you know what that could be? That could be the meta of the game changing, and that could be the meta of the game changing from when Tom Brady played. Because there's not really, you don't get quarterbacks like Tom anymore, all right? The Tom Brady's, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning's, Eli Manning's, those kind of quarterbacks, that's not how you play quarterback nowadays. It's not. It's just not. The game has changed. That's what's cool about football. The meta changes. The plays change. And you see the same thing with soccer. You see the same thing in, you know, European football. The meta changes. The game changes. People find new ways to do things, and you have to adjust, which is cool. I like that in soccer as well. You know, yeah, but Trevor Lawrence, yeah, right. You get, Manning's fantastic, Tara. He's fantastic. I mean, I think Brady's better. But Peyton Manning could run an offense. Like, that's what I mean. You don't see that as much. How do I say this? Like, I don't even know the right plays, but quarterbacks like to run RPOs nowadays, if that makes any sense. They do run pass option. And sometimes, a lot of quarterbacks I've noticed like to run, oh, jeez, I tried to load up Star Raker and the game croaked for a second. Some people like to run, like a lot of quarterbacks like to run the ball. Josh Allen likes to do that. Robert Griffin III was notorious for this, right? Who else does it? Trevor Lawrence does it to an extent. Justin Herbert does that. Not so much Stafford. Stafford doesn't do that. Tua can run the ball. I mean, he got knocked the frick out a couple of times. But You're kind of seeing a halfback play quarterback nowadays. That's kind of like where the meta is going, and that's hard to defend against because you don't know if the quarterback's going to pass the ball, you don't know if he's going to hand it off, you don't know if he's just going to run. And if you try to pursue him, like Mahomes does this, if you try to pursue him, he just runs away. Like you see quarterbacks that aren't afraid to get out of the pocket and run the ball, which is fine. Like, but that's what you know when Tom Brady says, "Oh, this mediocre." I think the game has just changed from what he sees. The game has changed. Lamar's exactly, Havix. Jackson's amazing. He's a great quarterback. I like Lamar Jackson, and I hate admitting that, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Hey, 2020 Tier 355. Happy 55. How's it going? It's going good, man. Brimo got me a Lincoln 180i for Christmas. I have it in the garage. I have to put the whole thing together, but Flacco doesn't get the credit he deserves. Flacco is I'll be 100% honest. When I watched him play the other day, I'm like, this guy still plays? I did not know that. Okay. EJ got my winter car already. Jelly, yeah, right? Yeah, Bell, exactly. I think the game is different than it was 10 years ago. It's just changed. It's much more. Quarterbacks have to be much more physical. There's no waiting around in the pocket and moving around in the pocket, and like Tom Brady never ran up the field ever. He never did that. Peyton Manning didn't do it either. Neither does Aaron Rodgers. I mean, kind of weird that guy still is even playing. He's been playing for a long time. Same with Flacco. That type of quarterback isn't like they figured out the meta for how that type of for that type of quarterback. Like they figured out a good defense that fights against that. And that's why quarterbacks like that struggle. And I think that's kind of the reason why Mac Jones struggles is because he's not ready for somebody to step into the lane. He sees an open receiver, throws the ball, and the guy just steps in the lane, takes the ball. And it looks like he's passing to the other team. Yeah, Rodgers can run up the field a little bit, John. You see it a little bit more with Rodgers than you did with like Eli or Peyton or Tom Brady. But yeah. Yeah, good football discussion, dudes. But yeah, I think that's kind of a dick thing to say. Like, I do understand where Tom's coming from. I understand what he's saying. But also, that's maybe one of those things you probably shouldn't say. Josh Allen has more completions to Jets receivers than Aaron Rodgers. That's awesome. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Freaking Jets. Oh, boy. I wish we hadn't signed Watson, but here we are. Yeah, what are you going to do? My Titans just fired Vrabel, so there's your next head coach. Yeah, that's a shame. Vrabel's, dude, Andy, like, can't speak to the coaching side of things given the Titans record, but, dude, that guy could play linebacker. Vrabel was nuts. Him and Teddy Bruschi in the secondary, oh my goodness, dude, that was the most legendary defense I think I've ever seen. The 01 to 04 Patriot defense, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think the artificial turf hurts people, John. Yeah, I think the artificial turf doesn't have as much give as dirt, and people tear ACLs like crazy because of it. 2020, I'm off to bed. Twizzlers won't wrap themselves. Yeah. That's good to hear. I hope she works well. Yeah, of course, man. You'll be all right. Yeah, I agree, Mukai. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Mm-hmm. All right, 2020. Good night, man. Here, have a chill EJ stream to fall asleep to. So what's your thoughts on love? Love. This is Jordan Love? I had to Google it. I haven't really seen him play too much, dude, so I can't really say. Yeah, I haven't really seen him play. Love stinks. He's asking whether you believe in true love at first sight. Sure, why not? Is it a droid? Yes, we've made R2-D2. So, this is our Vulcan build.
Discovery.
How's it look?
Throttle up.
Looks great, right? No. Who? I've noticed some things on Vulcan that are going to be a little bit of a challenge. Like here, let me get this picture from John Krause up. It's on my other monitor. One part that I noticed is going to be a little bit difficult is the boat tail on this. The boat tail is elliptical on Vulcan. I never noticed it until I mean, my feed has just been plastered with the pictures like this, and you know what? I don't care. This is great. I'd rather my X feed be plastered with this than the usual nonsense that gets in there. Like, do you like seeing people get ripped in half by trains? Then watch this video. I'm like, nah, I didn't really want to see that. Thanks, algorithm. Very cool. Hey, Beppis, 62 months, and Jeffrey with the 23 in there as well. Thank you. All right, so I want to do a Vulcan build. The Vulcan Centaur mission was amazing. It was awesome. It was such a fantastic mission. But we need to figure out. We need to figure out more dimensions with Vulcan, and we need to figure out the boat tail. X has become just scrolling through spam. I mean, what I usually do... I mean, there's some good stuff in there, but what I usually do is just go over to the... I just go to following. I mean, For You is kind of cool if you want to live dangerously and get some news, but... Yeah. But see, like, following is, you know... Following, I get posts from people in NSF like Justin there, right? I mean, Zubrin's kind of gone off the rails a little bit. That guy like never posts about space anymore. It's all politics this, president that. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, see, Gwen started posting too. That's awesome. And I actually should give her a follow. That's pretty cool. Probably 10% useful info. But, like, sometimes, Biff, you gotta dig to get to the useful stuff. And I don't know, I kind of like that. That's kind of fun for me. It's engaging. You gotta go digging to find the good information. Like, here. I've noticed that Elon must have put out some kind of memo or something, because I noticed that a lot more people that work at SpaceX, like higher-ups at SpaceX, are posting about things. Like the VP of launches, who is it? Vice President of Launching at SpaceX. His name's Kiko. Kiko's been with SpaceX for a long time. I've never met this dude, but I know of him. Like him, John Edwards, who's a mission director, I think. Those guys, like, and even Gwen's posting more, right? Check this out, dude. Kiko was at the Michigan game last night, and Victor and Reed were there. How about that? They added themselves as affiliates. He's just trying to get people to stay on Twitter. Whatever, dude. I'm here for it, man. Kiko drops some pretty awesome information from time to time. Like, here, check this out. He basically said what SpaceX's manifest is right here as a response to the first Starlink launch earlier this week. Check that out. And I gotta say, your stream's part of the 10%. Yeah, I try to not... Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to be in that 10%. I'm trying not to be like everybody else, dude. I don't like being like that. I find it very disgusting and morally bankrupt. Forgive me for being a prick about it, right? Like, I'm not doing that. I don't even like running ads. I hate it. I put mechanisms in place to roll the dice so I get less money because I hate ads that much, right? Like, I do stuff like that because, dude, it ruins the viewing experience. Like, I hate that we have to run them. I would not run a ad if I had the choice. Terror retrieved ad time. Screw you, man. All right, let's roll. Get fricked, dude. Get fricked. Give me your truck. Okay, I got coffee in me. Let's roll. You don't want to go down the shock expression with a white thumbnail outline? I do that as a joke. Like, that's just... Dude, I firmly believe people that want the type of content that we provide on this stream are gonna find it. They're gonna find it. There's enough mechanisms in place where people will find it. Right? So I don't force the issue. I never have. And some people call that being stubborn, but I'm not. You don't see me like posting on Discord with an @everyone saying, "Oh, I'm live. Oh, I'm live." Or you don't see me posting on X constantly saying, "Oh, we're live right now. Live right now. Hey guys, this is what I'm doing today." Like, I don't do that. I don't like doing it. I stopped doing that in 2015. I don't like it. Approaching my 9th year here. I like the way we do things. If people want to find this type of... If people want this type of content, they're going to seek it out. They're going to find it. That's my rule. Like, that's how I look at things. They're going to find it. You'll find it. Right? Like... That's just how it is, man. And that has never failed me. Ever. Like, don't get me wrong. I know you got to put yourself out there and stuff, right? And I probably could be better about like YouTube and posting clips and stuff on social media, but I don't know, man. I like the way I do things. I like letting my work speak for itself, and I don't like telling people about it unless people ask. It's just kind of how it is. You advertise NSF more than yourself. Because NSF is good content, and my buddy kind of runs that whole thing. Good friend of mine. Came for the Kerbal, stayed for the science knowledge. Good. So that means no hot tub stream. Doom, I've always said the only hot tub stream I'm ever going to do would be me fixing a hot tub. Yeah. If I ever get to the point financially where I can buy a hot tub, I will buy a broken hot tub and I will fix it on stream. That's the only hot tub stream you're ever gonna see from me, and I will put it in the hot tub category. Oh yeah, we'll do that. Would there be beer involved? I don't know. I'd buy a broken hot tub, yeah, and we'd fix it, and I'd put myself in the hot tub category. Be like, super hot tub fixing, making my hot tub better, gone mechanical, or something. Did you see that Jimmy Broadbent did a hot tub stream? It was hilarious. Ugh. It helps you're a Pats fan too, huh? So we need to buy you a broken one. Do not buy me a broken hot tub. I don't have any place to put it. Come fix this hot tub with me. Yeah, hot tub pipe laying. Gone mechanical. Yeah, that's what I will do. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend that I don't make fun of stuff like that. Oh, I absolutely do. I don't like that type of behavior, and I will make fun of it. You can call me a dick for doing it, and you'd be right. Oh well. Everybody's got to have that one thing that you can be like irrational about. Like, I irrationally hate For All Mankind, right? Like that's my one. Everybody's got one thing, you know? I hate that show. I can't stand it for some reason. I should like it. Everything says I should like it, but I don't. You know? Everybody's got that one thing. The Halo TV series. That's fair, Yuri. Yeah, that's fair. I'll have good context for using refurbishable hot tubs here in Quebec. Oh, gosh. All right. Let's roll. We got a Vulcan build to do. So I noticed a little bit of weird stuff with our dimensions. Vulcan is not 5 meters. Also, SpaceX is aiming for 144 launches. 12 per month this year because, yeah, this is the type of information that I was talking about. Anyway, moving on. There's, yowza. All right, we need to go back over here into Vulcan's payload guide here. Where is it? That's smart reuse. That's Vulcan manufacture. Here. Vulcan Systems Users Guide. Here we go. Guide purpose, launch services, Vulcan Centaur overview, page 1-4. Let's go down there. Here we go. Vulcan Centaur is designed with a balanced combination of innovative new technologies and time-tested best practices from the highly reliable Atlas and Delta launch systems. Prominent features of Vulcan Centaur are identified in table 1.4.1. Flexible SRB configuration, 2 BE4s. Cryogenic, yeah, okay. Restartable RL-10Cs, stretch GEM-63s, 10% greater total impulse, bigger, just add more boosters, bro. Composite 5.4 meter payload fairing. See, this is what I mean. I don't think Vulcan is 5 meters. I assumed that it was 5 meters. It's not. It's 5.4 meters. It's 5.4 meters so you can get a 5 meter payload inside of the payload fairing. So that's, yeah, we got our dimensions wrong. We have to retool. But getting the dimensions wrong seems interesting to me because I was like, oh, we got to scale it up to 3.7 so we can use those fuel tanks. But if you take 5.4, right, times 0.62, yeah, it's 3.34. So we get we can round up, round up to, it's 4/8. So round up to 3.5. 5 rounds up to 3.4. So that gets us close. Yeah, well, my hot tub turned into a time machine. That's right. What's that in freedom units? 15 feet? No, it's a little more. It's like 18 feet. So 3.34. That actually is close to what we did yesterday. I thought we did 5 meters yesterday. 5.4 times 0.75. That's the scale that we looked at yesterday. That's 4. See, that's too much. So 5.4 times 0.66. Let's see where that gets us. .6. You all know where this is going. Times 0.6. Oh, back it up. 0.69. Yeah, 3.75. Or, well, 3.73. Technically, if you want to round. 3.726. Okay. If we did 69% of the scale of Vulcan, we get basically 3.7 meter core, which is what those are right there. Because, of course, 6.9 scale. Duh. Nice. I will admit it would be easier to work with these. Yeah, it would be easier to work with these. However, we don't necessarily have to, but that also gives me good. I think that gives me good scale for Vulcan. So Vulcan Centaur. Let's go right to the wiki page. Wiki. Yeah, okay, so I did use 5.4. So that's, yeah, 18 feet. Yep. Okay, the GM63XL. Where are you? Boom, right there. There we go. That's 1.6. So diameter is 1.6 times 0.69. Nice. 1.1. So that's pretty close to the 1.25. It's not exact, but it's close enough. That's close enough to get the scale right. So these kickbacks are basically the correct size. That's GEM63XLs in real life. They're pretty damn powerful. I don't think our SRBs have as much scaled impulse or scaled thrust as the actual GEM63XLs do. Like kickbacks only produce, they only produce 670 kilonewtons. So about 600 at liftoff, right? You look like a whack, 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 a whack. Is the height correct? Well, I'm trying to get scale of individual components here, Phil, so I can build out a some rulers and stuff. There's an Avatar Last Airbender mod for Hearts of Iron 4 where you play as 4 nations. Alright. Okay. Installing that bad boy now. Have fun with that. Alright, so what's the length? The length is 22. So let's get scale. So 22 times 0.69. 15.8 or 15.18. And how long are these things here? Hold on. Whoop. 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 .1. Yeah, with a nose cone, that pretty much scales. Man, GM63s are monsters. Yeah, 16.4. Yeah, that's about right. It's close. It's close enough. Cool. All right. How's the weather doing over there? It's doing okay. Drummer, it's not going to be doing okay in a little bit, dude. We got about 1 to 3 inches of snow, so that's like 6 centimeters or something. We didn't get a lot. I'm close to the ocean, so it's not like on both sides because I'm on a peninsula, right? I'm close to the ocean, so we did not get much snow. And we're going to get plastered with another rainstorm today. It's going to start, you're going to start hearing the rain sooner rather than later. Can the kickbacks be overclocked? I have to check, Nova. I have to check if the scale is right. But yeah, we're gonna get creamed with snow. Or not snow, with rain. And that's gonna melt all the snow. That's good, but the weather service is worried about flooding because the rain's gonna melt all the snow and that's gonna compound the rain. Like there's gonna be water everywhere. My yard's gonna flood again. Well, not flood, but yeah. I don't like a gravel driveway. Part of my driveway is paved and part of it isn't. And the part that's gravel gets all mucky and gross. Extended dumpers for the win. Yep. Yeah, nails 65 to 70 gusts. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that, but we'll see. Just toss some bread out there. That'll soak it up. You're expecting 20 to 35 centimeters of snow here. Yeah, Doom, that rainstorm for me is going to hit you, and it's all snow. Yep, have fun with that. Have fun with that. Yeah, hard pass for me. I just want to pave it, Jillian. I just want to pave my stupid driveway. But the driveway that goes back to the garage, that's expensive. But yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so all right. So that's a good SRB size. We can use skippers. Skippers are the right size for BE4s. And then we could use cals to overclock it and get it right. I'm still kind of wondering how we're going to get an elliptical shape with the fairing, but we'll see. I don't think we have any like elliptical parts here, because Vulcan's boat tail is actually not circular like Atlas is. It's actually an ellipse, so it's kind of like this. I do have a picture. Nope. Yeah, see? I noticed in this picture that it's an elliptical. This right here is basically the machinery cover, the aerodynamic cover for the engines, because you don't want that exposed. All of that exposed. See, this part, you don't want that exposed. It can melt, amongst other things, right? I'm not sure how we're going to do that. Because fairings, you can't make elliptical fairings like that. You can make circular. Maybe you'd like the 2-engine adapter and blend the fairing into it. I don't think the spacing is right, Rocket Guy. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. I'll think of something. We'll think of a way. I'm not worried. Mark II parts are kind of that shape. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch. A little bit of a stretch, but yeah, they are. But, I mean, that gets us the back shape, but how do we shape that fairing, you know? Like, yeah, that's not going to do what I want. Will it have a detachable heat shield parachuting engines? I could make it do that, sure. The only thing is that the inflatable heat shield in this game is very big. It's very large. I'm not entirely sure. That's, like, too big. Actually, it's not too bad. And I will still say to this day that I think that Vulcan has the capability of this, has the capability of jettisoning the engine section built into the design. They just haven't done it yet. So, like in this particular picture, see this thrust structure right here? This is a thrust structure that's designed to carry the load of the SRBs and the engines. That thrust structure transmits load on the long axis into this milled stringer right here. This milled stringer is an aft skirt on our liquid natural gas tank, or the LNG tank in this particular design, right? Because Vulcan has 2 tanks in the first stage. There's your LNG tank and then your LOX tank. Vulcan is using a common bulkhead, or CBH. Basically, the bottom of the liquid oxygen tank is the top of the LNG tank. You do that to save mass, right? Thought there was a Mark II circular adapter. Yeah. Yeah. There's Curvy, but Curvy, I would need this to not be like down there. If this was up in the center, then it'd be more the shape that we're looking for. But I don't really like using a fuel tank for that. I don't use fuel tanks as, if I have to use a fuel tank as structure, I don't really, I generally try to avoid doing that. The other thing is that if we're gonna do the jettisonable heat shield and jettisonable engine section, right, having this clip into a fuel tank is not going to work. I have to make space for the heat shield to expand. And if we put a tank there, that's not going to work correctly. So, yeah, the detachment mechanism is going to have to be a little bit complicated down here, but I can do it. It's not a problem. We can get that done. Let me just think. How would we make that? Yeah, okay. I got it. Yeah, with what we learned from MLV, the Freedom Rocket, and Condor, I should be able to make a reattachable engine section. I should be able to make something that can do something like this. My kind of part that's up in the air is the inflatable. I don't even know. Can you deflate this heat shield? I've never used it. I never used the damn thing. Can you? Yeah, once it's inflated, that's game over, right? Yeah, see, once you do that, that's game. That's going to be a little bit difficult to do. Let me think. We might have to go with a more conventional ablator. You'd have to take it off and put on a new one. Roger, yeah, if we're doing that, this might be a better idea. Better to just have the heat shield replaceable like real life. So we have to make a detachable sub-assembly. Fairing heat shield? It's not a bad idea, RJ. An ablator could work. I'm just thinking about, okay, so how do we go about doing this? Eventually, the ablator is going to run out, right? If we, say we do go down the road and we end up doing some kind of mission mode with, like, this, right? And I build out the VAB, we build out everything, right? We build out the mobile launcher. We could do all that. That's not a problem. We know that can be done. So how do we do it? Like, what do the operations look like here? And I think in trying to answer this problem, we can figure out how ULA is going to do it too. It's the same way we kind of figured out more or less what SpaceX was going to do with Starship. Do you remember when we went and made Neptune back in the day? The biggest rocket, one of the biggest carrier vehicles that I've ever made in Kerbal? It had a 10-meter core diameter, right? Remember when we made that? Because it was based off of Super Heavy, right? Or what would become Super Heavy. And we almost nailed the exact scale because SpaceX ended up scaling their BFR down to Starship sized, right? In 2017. And they ended up scaling it right to basically Kerbal scale. They did a 1/3 reduction. So Neptune is like, if you think about it, it's the size of Super Heavy. But one problem we always had with Neptune was building landing legs for it. The thing was like 300 tons. It had like 20 shuttle engines in the first stage, right? Couldn't build landing legs for it. There's no way you could build any landing leg that's going to hold up that like 300 tons, right? So the landing legs would be huge, right? So we figured out that trying to land the booster on landing legs is not a good idea. Right? Trying to do that is not smart. So I landed the booster on the hold down points, right? That's how we always landed it. I landed it on just basically pegs on the side of it that would have served if we'd built a pad for it. They would have served as the hold down points. And I was always saying like, oh, Super Heavy should just land on its hold down points. It's not exactly that far off from what ended up happening. Super Heavy does technically land on its hold down points after being caught by the crane. So, no. Wasn't far off. Right? Alright, so let's think about this. So, I think the first place to figure out how to do this would be to put this. Okay, say we're putting our stack together. How does this work? Well, obviously our fuel tanks are going to be separated. The first thing that's going to end up getting put on our non-existent launch pad at this point is the engine section. Engine section's obviously going to get placed down first, right? Now, how would ULA do it? ULA probably would take the engine section, turn it horizontally, reattach it to the stage, and then stack, right? I'm not necessarily sure that that's a good idea. I don't think that's going to... In Kerbal, that could be horizontally lining stuff up and integrating it is really, really big pain in the butt. But we could. It's possible. I'm assuming Mission Mode 2 won't have viewer voting. Look at your SSTO vote. No. Designed by committee is a failure. That was a failure on my part on Mission Mode 2 rules, RJ. Switching to the SSTO was that was a stupid idea. I should have just kept going with the freedom architecture, and we would have been able to scale it and would have been better. Yeah, JSP, yeah, right. I shouldn't have done away with the freedom architecture. That was one of the best things. That architecture was one of the best things we ever made in this game. We said it yesterday. I think that's right. JSpeed, you said it yesterday. I think that's correct. The X-33 was fun, man. That was a good project. It was definitely a challenge, but yeah. I wanted mission mode to simulate a real space program, and we ended up doing that, and it ended up sucking. Interesting. Yeah, 4 and 5, it sucked. I should have kept going with Freedom, but anyway. The reason why Freedom was so good is because it grew entirely out of necessity. That's why that launch architecture was good. It grew entirely out of what we needed for the program, not what I wanted for the program. And that was a good call. That was a really good call. Man, mission mode was hardcore, dude. Career science mode with a budget, with investors, like, damn, dude. Hey, Queerheart, Happy New Year. One thing is, if you want to do smart reuse, you should just have to send a boat to prove you can pick it up and bring it back, but just recover them after that. No offense, but I feel like more people wanted to see you fly a rocket than watch a boat. Well, the solution here would be to, the solution here would be to not recover it via ship. Get a helicopter or something. But a boat, I mean, a boat could work too. Or a seaplane, yeah. Cargo plane or whatever. I haven't had much luck with helicopters in the past because you don't have tag lines. It's hard to do that. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. We'll see where it takes us. Let's just design the vehicle first. Okay, so how we kind of know how ULA is going to do it. ULA will recover the engine section, and they'll most likely reintegrate the engine section. Now, whether that's going to happen at Decatur or whether it's going to happen at the Cape, I don't know. My guess is that because they've scaled up Decatur operations, that in the future, when they pull BE4s, they're probably going to go back to Decatur and be checked out and then reattached. Any tips on the SRB slanted towards the vehicle or straight? Oh, that's hard to do. You might need a modded part to do something, to mess with something like that, Doom. Are engines attached that way actually solid, or do they need extra strutting? What? Engines that are attached this way? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course it's solid. Look at it. It's hanging off. It's hanging off the end of the booster right there. There's nothing holding that up. In your design, mounted on your struts. Oh. That's just placeholder. Ignore that. That's just kind of where my engine nozzles are going to be. I don't know what the thrust structure is going to look like. Hypersonic. We'll engineer something that's good, though. Are the tips... so, wait, Doom. I think I read your question wrong. Are the tips on the SRB slanted towards the vehicle? On Vulcan? No, they're just a pointed cone. On Atlas, they use a tapered nozzle that kind of slants inwards, but we don't have to worry about that here. Yeah, and the nozzles are canted out on these SRBs to point through the vehicle center of mass for stability. No, I read it wrong, Doom. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're gonna need a spot. We're gonna need a structural reinforcement where the common bulkhead should be for the SRB attachments. I still don't know how we're gonna attach those SRBs. that's gonna be a little bit on the tough side. Getting those to attach correctly. And Vulcan does have disposable SRBs, so we don't need to worry about recovering those. Okay, cool. Let's, we know that kickbacks are going to be what we want. Let's just focus on Vulcan's core stage here. So, if we're going to integrate this, I think how we should do it, if, say we do get our engine section back, we're going to need to pick it up. We need to pick it up and we need to be able to put it on the pad. So, oh, they can't do that. Oh, that's a challenge. Yeah, ULA is definitely going to have to take these back to the factory. You know why? I was thinking, if we jettison the entire engine section, right? The hold down points for Vulcan. The hold down points, I don't know. Oh. The hold down points, I don't know if they're attached to the tank or if they're attached to the part that jettisons, because we don't really know what the part that jettisons is. If I'm guessing though, ooh, okay, there's a little bit of a challenge here. Yeah, their processing flow is definitely going to have this thing come back to the factory. This is a render from, oh, this is ZLSA, that's not ULA. Okay. ZLSA does these infographic renders. Okay. I need to do some research here. So this right here is the lofted demo right there. That's their prototype inflatable heat shield. And it did work. That thing went to space, which is actually super cool. See, all these aren't actual ULA renders. That one is, though. Hey, I'm sorry for what I did yesterday. I came in looking for a fight, and I'm sorry. It's all right, Sparks. I could see that you were pissed about something, dude. So I just... All right. Okay. All I said is it's clear you made up your mind about something, dude. And I just let it go. You may have pissed off some other people in chat, though. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. We all have those days. I freaked out at a viewer the other day because I was grumpy because I was hungover. I called the viewer an idiot. A viewer that ended up having like 3 engineering degrees in mechanical, aero, and electrical. And I'm like, you're an idiot. And he's like, no, you're an idiot. I'm like, you know what? You're right. It was stuff in real life. Yeah, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. It happens. It happens. Just remember, you know, like, yeah, you don't need to take it out on us. We just like talking about rockets here. I mean, you never know who's on the other side of the text. It's something you got to keep in mind, especially when you're in my line of work. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who watches the stream. There's plenty of people in the industry that watch this stream that don't chat. So I got to be careful about what I say. I just try not to be a dick about things. Sometimes, hey, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, man. How are the fuel lines cut when the engine section disconnects? It's probably a quick disconnect, Doom. Something similar to think like the umbilicals on the launch pad. It's a quick disconnect. So something that pops off and seals itself. Like how the fuel lines up here, like an umbilical on the side of the rocket. It's probably the same thing. Probably just design that right into it. If I had to guess. I mean, that's how I would do it. So, from this ULA render, and keep in mind, the render could have changed. It looks like... It seems like NASA has changed their hold music. Is the NASA thing starting, dude? The Artemis 1 update? Because we're going to switch to that here in a second. Yeah, see, that's a picture from the lofted demo. That's not a render. That's an actual picture of their inflator heat shield, which is cool. See, I'm trying to figure out what part of Vulcan actually jettisons here. Do you... It starts in 4 minutes. Here are the people on the call. Jim Free, Catherine Corner, Amit Kshatriya. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to listen to that. We need to, there's an update on the status of the Artemis program here. And it's funny, in this picture the TVC is all blanked out. See, Doom, look, right there. See the red? Quick disconnect. It's already designed into the system. It's blurred. They didn't want people to see it. Not that I need to know the finer details of this. That's an umbilical quick disconnect, dude. Same exact thing that you'd see on the pad. Only it's just on the vehicle. But everybody blurs their umbilicals. Nobody wants to see... Because fueling and fueling timing and stuff is something that nobody... Like, that's a huge, like, hush-hush thing. It's all blurred out. Same with the thrust vector controllers. But see, there's the quick... That's it. That's just a quick disconnect. It's just... That's all. It looks like it's a tapered seat, if I had to guess. Think about, like, I don't know. Like if you have a rubber hose on a car, like a rubber fuel line, and you have it over a tapered piece of metal, and you could just pull it off with enough force. There you go. Same idea. Is it magnetic? How does the disconnect actually work? If I had to guess, like I said, it's a taper. So this part probably has a... all right. This is what I think. This isn't actually what it is. This is just what I think. This is probably wrong. Okay, so you have your downcomer, right? So the direction of fuel flow is this way. And then you have the rocket engine on this side, the pipe for the rocket engine. Direction of fuel flow is this way. This outside piece is tapered, which tells me there's probably some kind of seal piece in here. And this inside piece, right, or the piece that's on the stage, probably looks like this. It's probably flared like that, if I had to guess. And that right there is obviously a rubber seal. There's some type of O-ring in there, obviously, right? Like, what else would it be? And you just kind of, you can basically just fit them together and it'll lock together, right? And then because the engine is bolted to the rest of, because the engine's bolted to this, it's obviously not going anywhere. That seats that seal correctly. It could be that. Cryogenic pipes are a little bit more complicated than this, but that's the gist of it. It's probably not what I just drew, but it's probably something kind of like that, if I had to guess. Because, once again, how do you disconnect? It has to be a quick disconnect. So how umbilicals work, right? How umbilicals on rockets work, like take SLS, for instance. There's bolts. There's 4 explosive bolts. And the bolts are actually what hold the fuel lines together, right? When the bolts go, the pressure in the line pops the umbilical off. They use the pneumatic pressure inside of the line to... It pops the umbilical out. Yeah, Dave, I go hardcore with this stuff. I'll figure out ways to do cool things in Kerbal by going and figuring out what the industry is doing. That's what I like doing. That's how I play. So, Doom, that, like I said, that's my guess. It's probably wrong, but it's probably, like, that's not like a one-to-one diagram of what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing. But if you think about it logically, what's disconnecting? What's not? Well, you got to find a way to disconnect the plumbing somehow, right? It has to be some kind of quick disconnect. One, because when you put the stupid thing together, right, that has to seat. And it doesn't look like there's any type of bolts there or anything. But then again, it's blurred, so who knows? It's hard to say. I'm looking around. Yeah, dude. Well, look, they're not even blurred out in this picture. Those are absolutely quick. Those are absolutely quick disconnects. Yeah. Do you see anything that looks like it bolts together? They have a seat right there that's attached on a bracket here. But look, they're freaking quick disconnects, man. That's a QD right there, like an umbilical. Because why would you change that? Why would you need to redesign that? You already have umbilicals on the other parts of the rocket that you know work. That'll work just fine. How does it reseal? Why does it have to reseal? Honest question. I mean, yeah, maybe. You'd probably want to purge it out first. That's a good question. See Lunprod's last. Okay, we're live. I get it. Yeah. It might have a sealing mechanism built into it. All right, here. I want to listen to this. We have an update on the Artemis program. Is that connection point not too low? I don't know, Rocket Guy. I'm just brainstorming here. I don't know what it's like. I have no idea. I'm just using logic. So the way I think of it is that, so if we want to look like, if you want to think about this, right? Like logically for a second. We know ULA is doing smart reuse. And we know that smart reuse would not be something that they would retrofit into the design. Absolutely not. No way. If this deal with Amazon and block buying Vulcan has been a thing since 2014. It just got finalized in whenever we heard about it, right? So that means that my logical presumption, no, I think it's safe to assume that smart reuse is designed into it, or at least the provisions for it are, right? So one of those would be a quick disconnect. So that, in my mind, that has to be able to snap off somehow. It has to be able to snap off. But Doom's got a good point. If it does snap off, right, you probably don't want FOD in the plumbing on the rocket engine. So if it is some kind of quick disconnect, it has to seal on at least the engine side of things, right? So that thing has to, once it pops off, it has to close. So there's plenty of fittings out there that do stuff like that. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
In addition to NASA Administrator
Okay,
Bill Nelson,
here we go.
NASA participants today will include NASA Associate Administrator Jim Free, Kathy Kerner, our Associate Administrator